Hello and welcome to another edition of the Business Owner Elevation Book Club. So today we have another great book to review for you business owners, coaches and consultants. I hope you're excited, as am I. So today I'm going to reveal a book that has been groundbreaking in the industry of internet marketing since its inception. And for me, it was a real game changer, and it has been in the sense of it's helped many people to grow and scale their businesses, both internet marketers and people just like you watching right now, business owners who came across the content, and I'm going to reveal it. So today's book is Dotcom Secrets by Russell Brunson, the underground playbook for growing your company online. So get that one there. Really great book, and like I said, it was a groundbreaker. I mean, there's the foreword, which is written by Dan Kennedy, and I'll get into that in a moment. There's a quote on the front of the book by Tony Robbins. And so if you know any of those two people I just mentioned, you know, we're talking big league, major players that are endorsing this book. And it came out, let me just double check, guys. I think it was 2015. Yeah, here we are. So 2015, we're now in November 2017. And since this book came out, as I said, it's been a groundbreaker. The guy who wrote it, Russell Brunson, he's been a top internet marketer for some time, and he's known in many circles, is the easiest way for me to put it. But the point here is that off the back of this book, Russell Brunson, with the secrets, the information, the knowledge that is in this book, has helped and gone on to create somewhere in the region of, I don't know, something like 100+ millionaires off the back of this book. And no, it's not a gimmick, it's not, you know, a joke, it's the truth. If you go to 2comaclub.com, you'll see everybody who's become a millionaire off the back of what this book has helped them to do, as well as what the back also then offers, and I'll get to that towards the end of the review. So first of all, let's look at the contents of the book. So first of all, he talks about ladders and funnels, and you're like, huh? Internet marketing? Yeah, we'll get on to that. Then he talks about your communication funnel. Then he talks about funnelology, leading your customers to the sale over and over again. I mean, we're getting a bit warmer and probably a bit more clued up as to what it's all about. And then the final part is funnels and scripts. But anyway, so a funnel, if you're not sure about what a funnel is, I'm sure that Adam is going to put on the page right now, or on the screen even, not the page, I'm reading the page, an example of a funnel. But before we go any further, guys, I'm sure, just like I did, you enjoyed the scenery of last week's episode. But I've been told, drastically, we've got to change location as part of the Book World Tour. And I'm told it's going to be a cold one. So give me a second, guys. I need to put my coat on. One moment. Adam, where are we heading off to? Antarctica. Whew. Better put my hat on for this, guys. Just give me a second. I can feel it getting colder already. Are you sure that I'm going to be able to read this book in the cold? Okay, let's go. So guys, just bear with me. I'm getting ready. So where are we at now? Surely like we're in some kind of warmer place. An igloo. What are you thinking, Adam? You're a nutter. Anyway, I can feel the heat getting better now. So let's crack on, guys. And I'm going to do it with the coat on just to stay warm. So let's move forward. The foreword is by Dan Kennedy. If you don't know who Dan Kennedy is, he is one of the masters of direct response marketing. He's like one of the godfathers of marketing. And if you don't know him, it simply means that you need to school up and find out more about this guy, because some of the stuff that he teaches will dramatically change your business, because that's what he helped Russell to do. And then Russell poured the knowledge into this book, and Dan Kennedy has endorsed the contents of this book. Honestly, it's real kudos right here. So then we get into a real key part where Russell calls it the secret formula. And he breaks the secret formula down into 4 key questions that you need to ask and find out. And it's all about finding out who your customers are, where they hang out, the problems they're having, and then the results that they hope to achieve. And by doing three key things even, you'll be able to tap into what he's talking about here, where you identify your customer's market, the medium, and then also the message to get them to buy your solution. So very powerful content that kicks the book off. Then we get into something called a value ladder. And what I'm going to do is see, so hopefully I can get Adam to zoom into this, because the book has got some real great, very simple yet effective diagrams and illustrations. And you can see a value ladder is simply how you go from the bottom, where your products are really free or very cheap, all the way up here to where your products become more expensive, to the very top. Okay, so that's your value ladder. And in essence, what Russell is teaching you about is how to bring customers in at different levels, and you can service them at different levels depending on the products that you have in your business. And if you don't have products, you can start thinking about creating them, or a service if you're a consultant. So value ladders, very powerful. So it's kind of like just getting used to the terminology, and especially if you're not used to it. Then he shows you how you go from a value ladder. Again, this is a zoom in moment, where you go from a value ladder from your free stuff to your back-end higher value products, to understanding how they relate to a funnel, where you have traffic at the top, people, and you pour them down your funnel like you would if you were pouring water down a funnel, to where they become your customer. So, you know, it's great language. It's common language in the marketing world, and if you're not really familiar with it, it's something that you can adopt and really get the hang of very quickly. Then what I like, we're jumping forward to page 51, where he's talking about the 3 types of traffic, and in particular he's talking about traffic you control. The next type of traffic is traffic you control. You control traffic when you have the ability to tell it where to go. For example, if I purchase an ad on Google, I don't own that traffic, Google does. But I can control it by buying an ad and then sending those who click on that ad anywhere I want. Any kind of paid traffic is traffic you control, including the following. And then it goes on to things like email ads, pay-per-click ads on Google, Facebook, banner ads, native ads, affiliates, so many different things. So what the lesson or the takeaway here is to make sure that you've got traffic that you control. Then we get into something that's very powerful, and it's about the messaging now. So you've got traffic, you know who they are, you know where you can get your customers and where they hang out. But then he moves into something to do with your message, the attractive character. And the attractive character is basically the position that you take in your marketing message to communicate with your audience. And some of them, they're really, really cool actually, and not a lot of people really knew about this, I would say, in the industry until he put this across. And it's a very powerful way, because people buy mostly and interact and engage when you tell story, and that's where emotions are wrapped in. And he talks about the leader, the adventurer or crusader. He then talks about the reporter or the reluctant hero. And these are different types of characters we can adopt in our marketing message so that we communicate in the most effective way with our audience. So then moving forward, he then talks about email marketing. There's 2 types of email marketing that he speaks about. Soap opera sequences, where you have more automation and systems in your business so that you can get the right types of messages out depending on the right or depending on the types of products that people are opting in or buying from you. And then you've got daily emails, which he calls Seinfeld emails. And when you read the book, you'll find out more about what that has to do with the famous character from American sitcoms. Anyway, then after going through emails and all the types of things that you can do, he then goes into the 23 building blocks of creating a funnel. And so all the key elements you need to have in a marketing campaign that you put together. Very powerful. And again, like just knowing the content that Russell has put into this book, honestly, even now, if you study this book, you can probably create a 7-figure business. That's £1 million between me and you. And finally, Section 4, he goes into the 7 key funnels that a business can have. And not only that, he also gives you the scripts, i.e. what do you put in the emails? What do you put on the pages? What do you say on the video scripts? Honestly, guys, it's all here. I'm just going to find you an example. Look, so it's all here, where there's blank spaces where you put the name of your product in, your service, you put your own name in. He gave the marketing world and the small business world everything literally on a plate, and then he breaks some stuff down using more illustrations and diagrams. This book was an absolute groundbreaker. It broke through the barriers. It broke the records. You know, every month there are more and more 7 figures being earned by customers who study this book and ultimately use the software that he promotes, you know, his key software, which is ClickFunnels. And for me, it's genius. This book is genius because you know what it is? It's evidence of a marketer using a book for positioning, and not only that, changing an industry and the way that people market online today. So I've got to take my hat off to you, Russell Brunson. Really great book. This book, when it came out, it's a groundbreaking book, you know, a game changer. And I'm going to give this one, you know, I'm going to go out and say this is 10 out of 10, guys, purely because of the results it's generated. There's no fluff, there's no BS. Go and put it into action and I'm sure you'll get the same. But before we go any further, at some point, guys, Russell then 2 years later released the follow-up. This was the game changer, man. This took it to a whole nother level of psychology and really understanding what it means to be an expert in your industry and in your market. So Dotcom Secrets, really great book. Russell Brunson's the author. Go out and check it. It's Leon Street from Business Owner Elevation. We have just spent the time doing another BOE book club review. Thank you.